People will have disagreements, and that's okay, but I'm gonna rank the Throne of Glass books from my favorite to my least favorite. I say favorite to least favorite because I'm not doing best to worst, worst to best, literary analysis. No, this is completely based off of my vibes. I saw a video this morning on my For You page that just let me know that like we are not all having the same Throne of Glass reading experience. And I say that because my least favorite was The Tower of Dawn. I've read all the Throne of Glass books, some 2 times, some 3 times. I first read everything physically, and then I read with audiobook, and some of them as soon as I finished it on audiobook, I just started it over because I was like, that was a great experience. I want to do it all over again. Like, sure, I could move on to the next one, but I don't want to let go of this one. And the first time that I read Tower of Dawn, I did the tandem read of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn together. And I think that kind of saved Tower of Dawn because Empire of Storms is so action-packed and Tower of Dawn is so slow. Now, it is a character development book, and I won't hold that against it. But with it being a character development book, and it being how long? Like 700 something pages, I want to say? 660 pages. Okay, still. Air of Fire is also a character development book, but I like it so much more than I like Tower of Dawn. Of course, I was a Kale hater in the beginning. This turned me into not a Kale hater. And then Kingdom of Ash, for sure, made me even more of a not Kale hater. But this was just too long. Like, do I know exactly what I would cut out of it? No, but it's still just too long. And I feel like with it being too long, we underappreciate Nesryn. Like, yes, it is a side plot. Important things happen in that side plot, but as a character, she has so much potential. What she grew up with, what she's facing, how she has experienced this kingdom, that is so important, and I feel like it was lost in this long ass book. So Tower of Dawn is my bottom slot. Next one, and I think most people would agree with this, is Assassin's Blade. Second time around, I loved Assassin's Blade so much more. So I'm gonna say that Tower of Dawn is my bottom slot easily, and then it gets a bit harder as we go because the acts of kindness that we see from Celaena throughout this book, I think are so beautiful and important to her character, and us seeing how she wrestles with acts of kindness with also being so jaded as she has been made to be. It's like who she is fighting with what she was made to be. And I think like the tension between that is so beautiful, and seeing it in the 5 different scenarios. And then like the sucker punch at the end of this, just like fantastic book. So this is in number 7. It's not like a, ugh, this is in number 7. It's like, no, I love this. And it's number 7 out of 8 in this incredible series. Number 6, Throne of Glass. And I loved this book. I thought it was a fantastic introduction. Like the entire first chapter being in Celaena's headspace and hearing her talk about how like she could totally take everyone and like planning how to do it, but then also the descriptions of how malnourished and broken and weak and literally chained up she is, and seeing this unreliable narrator, but also how cocky she is, and setting up that throughout this entire series. Like hearing the self-talk that she has to give herself in order to like mentally survive, also physically survive in this world. So good, so well done. Also the fact that like really only like 2% of the world building of the series is done in this, but it gets you hooked and lays such an incredible foundation to where this series kind of just becomes like a second language. Like you don't even have to think about the world building. My number 5 slot is Crown of Midnight, and here's my gripe with it. Nehemia deserved better. Do I think that she did sacrifice herself, and like I can't fight her on that as a character? No. But do I think she deserved a lot more development? Yeah, I do. Number 4 for me is Heir of Fire. I know a lot of people don't love Heir of Fire because it is slower. It is a lot of character development, but I think it's amazing. I love being in Celaena's mind, and Celaena as she becomes who she really is and accepts it and embraces it and faces her trauma and chooses to grow from it and not just give in to the despair. I love this book. Do I think Rowan's a bit of a wet blanket? I do, but he grows. Okay. This whole ranking has been difficult, but this is where it gets so freaking hard. Spots 1, 2, and 3. And spot number 3 is Empire of Storms. This is so action-packed, so good. The cliffhanger, the knife to the heart that we get, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god, I haven't read this in like, oh my god, it's actually been like 2 months, but still, oh my god. Seeing the relationships develop and this new-ish cadre that's being formed, found family, the multiple point of views, seeing how things then start to line up. I just love this book. Rowan training Dorian, fantastic. This is a really hard one, but I think in my second slot, I'm gonna put Kingdom of Ash. And it's not because I have any gripe with Kingdom of Ash. This book is perfect. I so love and admire an author who is not afraid to kill off her characters, not because I want them to die, but you know, things have to be honest to the story. I know Miss Sarah J. Maas is not always willing to do that, but I really respect how she does that here. This book needed to be almost 1,000 pages. This book did not neglect anything. She did not hold back. And that is why I love this. It's a number 2. And then my number 1 is Queen of Shadows. And the reason why this is my number 1 is because it is just, like, I would actually say this is a perfect book. I have no gripes with it. I do not see a single plot hole. It is succinct. It covers everything it needs to. It sets up the next one so perfectly. The character development is amazing. The plot is plotting. The relationship that we finally get to see develop between Aelin and Rowan. I could keep going, but the reality is, like, I just think this is a perfect book. I think this was perfectly written. So here we are. Here's my order. At the bottom, Tower of Dawn, Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, Empire of Storms, Kingdom of Ash, and in the first slot, Queen of Shadows. And like I said, I know we're not all going to agree on this, so I want to know what people disagree with, what you agree with, what your thoughts are on these. Let me know.